Hi everyone, it's Marisa from BumblebeeApothecary.com, and today I'd like to talk about the different herbs that we like to keep on hand and use for specific things in our house. Let's get the rest of them that are having to do with tea. Here's what comfrey looks like. Oh, I did have another one. A first aid kind of one. Yeah, let me grab that. So herbs are wonderful. They're very natural. They can also be very effective, and they're just a wonderful thing that we love to use for all sorts of different things. So I like to just start talking about the different herbs that are kind of like our go-tos that we keep on hand and we keep coming back to and that we use for different things and that have been helpful for us. So again, do not mistake this for medical advice. This is just our family's experience and what we like to do. Make sure to always check everything with your doctor before you start doing anything new, including herbs. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to start talking about the different herbs that we like to use and what we like to use them for. So the first one that I'd like to talk about is red raspberry leaf. So red raspberry leaf is a really fantastic kind of multi-purpose herb that helps with a lot of different things. We love to make it into a tea, and red raspberry leaf tea can be really helpful for different things like hormone concerns, female system. It's really great to drink in pregnancy, especially during the later stages of pregnancy, because it's supposed to help with a faster and easier delivery. It has a lot of different nutrients in it that are just helpful for the body in general. So it's a really great kind of multi-purpose one that can cover a lot of bases. It's great for anybody when you have an illness, if you're getting over something and you just want a good tea that's going to give you a lot of different vitamins and minerals to help with any kind of like a flu or cold or any type of thing that you might be getting over. So that's what we like to use it for: hormones, later pregnancy, and then just a good general tea to have while you're keeping up those fluids when you're getting over a sickness. Again, none of these things that I'm saying are medical advice. These are everything that I have learned from my own research and experience with our family. I did take a home herbalism course years ago, and so I learned a lot of these things from that course. But again, nothing, you'll see that on all these packages too. Nothing has been approved by the FDA. This is just educational information. That's it, not medical advice. And yeah, just what we like to do. So red raspberry leaf is my number one. That is something that we go to a lot. Anytime anybody's getting over an illness, we'll make a pot of red raspberry leaf tea, kind of sip on that, and that really helps. And then another one that I really like is peppermint. So this is another one that we like to use as a tea. Peppermint is really nice for various digestive upset. It can really help calm and soothe any type of digestive discomfort like gas or bloating or nausea or anything like that. So that's what we mainly like to use that one for. We'll do the dried tea like this, or sometimes we will harvest fresh leaves from outside and use those as tea or in dishes. Like we like to make homemade mint ice cream with fresh mint leaves in there, whiz it all up in our blender with our cream and egg yolks, and it's really delicious. Another one that we really like to use as a tea is nettle. So nettle leaf is very high in a lot of different minerals, and so my favorite combination is to actually combine the red raspberry leaf and the nettle together, and that can be just a really nice overall, very nutrient dense type of tea that has lots of vitamins and minerals in it. So nettle is excellent for that kind of thing, so it would be appropriate in an illness too. We've used that before. Or just like a general wellness type of a tea or infusion that we like to drink on a regular basis. The next one that is in sort of the same tea type of a category, although we do use it for other things too, are chamomile flowers. Chamomile tea is wonderful. Many people already know this for a really nice relaxing and calming tea to have before going to sleep at night because it really promotes rest and sleep and relaxation. So we love it for that. We will also do other things with it, like add it to bath salts. We will add it to face masks, different things like that. Oftentimes a powdered form works best in face masks. That's usually what I use it for. But you can also do infusions in oils and fats and different things for making skincare products. So those are some of the things that we like to use it for, but chamomile smells wonderful and it's just really nice and calming and relaxing. I've also used chamomile in making soap as well. Another kind of a multi-purpose one is lavender flowers. So lavender flowers are really nice. They smell wonderful. They're again very calming and relaxing, helping to promote just calm, de-stress type of an environment, just very nice for unwinding and being very relaxed and calm at the end of the day or any time that you just need to combat a really hectic, frenzied situation. So lavender flowers can be used in tea. Like I said, you can do an herbal infusion with them and drink it. I like to combine them with some chamomile and lemon balm so for a really delicious evening time tea. And then also lavender flowers are another thing that we like to add to bath salts and different body products. I add the whole lavender flowers to face masks. They're another great one for adding to soap. They're really versatile. I like how they add an interesting texture to things too. They are just beautiful, beautiful purple color and they just smell amazing. So then before we go into the next sort of category of more skin type herbs, I'd like to also talk about elderberries and echinacea. Elderberry, I don't know that they're technically an herb, they're a fruit, but I think of them sort of the same way. So I like to use dried elderberries for making elderberry syrup, or I'll get a tincture in combination with echinacea like this one. I will also get echinacea on its own in a tincture. I've made echinacea tinctures myself as well. And so those are another just really staple go-to a group of herbs that we keep on hand and use often when we have different immune or illness concerns that we want to address. Another one that in my mind doesn't seem necessarily like an herb, I think of it more like a spice, but is something really important that we keep on hand for emergency type situations is cayenne. So I have this cayenne extract tincture, so it's just the cayenne in alcohol basically is what it is. And this would be really helpful. What we keep it on hand for is anytime there would be like bleeding that needs to stop. And it's supposed to, from my herbalism course that I took years ago, it's supposed to really just help the body in those times of sudden injury or shock to stop bleeding when there's a situation like that. So we keep it on hand for that. We haven't really had anything to use it for, but I learned about it and so I just keep it on hand. It's sort of in our first aid kit for in case something like that were to happen. And then the next category of herbs that I want to talk about are ones that are really wonderful for skin concerns and various things that can happen with the skin. They can be calming and helpful for different conditions. So the first one is chickweed. So chickweed is really, really helpful for any type of an itchy skin condition. So you can use this in a infusion, so like a salve where you have your fat or oil that you let sit in a warm temperature for a while with the chickweed in it, and then you can strain it out and then make that into a salve or an ointment or something. So chickweed is wonderful for soothing itchy skin, for soothing itch and just calming that type of a situation. Another one that I really like for skin and wound type of situations is comfrey. Comfrey is amazing at providing specific nutrients and really supporting the body in wound healing. So it provides things that the body needs to actually knit the tissue back together. It can even, I've heard, go so far as to help with bones healing. So this is always something that I include when I'm making a salve or an ointment that I want to be able to use for like a first aid ointment or anything having to do with wounds. And again, it would be like infusing it into an oil and making it into an ointment or a salve like I was describing. Another one that is in the same category is plantain leaf. Plantain is also very, very nice for soothing inflamed, irritated skin type of situations. It can be really helpful for soothing and calming and clearing something like acne and skin breakouts. So again, this is another one that I always like to include whenever I'm making skin type ointments and salves. And then my next one is Calendula Flowers. So these are some of my favorites. They're so sunny and yellow and beautiful. They are very, very soothing and helpful for the skin. Again, any kind of irritated, itchy skin type of reactions, rashes, things like that, it's very calming and helpful for those. So I will always add those every time I'm making some type of a salve or an ointment that I want to use for the skin. These, just because they have those skin benefits and they're so beautiful, I like to add when I'm making herbal bath salts and different things like that as well. So I have these gathered in bags. I source them a variety of ways. I order some of them like this, as many as I can. I like to go out and harvest myself and grow myself, but I do source them a variety of different ways. And then I have quite a number of recipes up already using these herbs in many of the ways that I've already mentioned. So I have an herbal bath salts recipe, a skin soothing salve, I have a drawing salve recipe, an elderberry syrup recipe, I have several different face masks, and more beyond that, as well as soap making and different things like that. So those are up in my previous videos. You can find those in the playlists on my channel. You can also go over to my website, bumblebeeapothecary.com, and you can find the full written version of all these recipes over there. And there's printable recipe cards that you can print out to make it really easy to be able to make them yourself. I find it really fun to make these kinds of little natural remedies and salves and tinctures and syrups and different things to use herbs. I just think it's really fun to be able to make it yourself, and then you're in control of the quality and all the ingredients. It's more cost effective buying things in bulk and being able to make a bunch. They make amazing unique gifts that you can give away to people. It's really fun. Okay, so I hope that you found that interesting. I would love to know, what kind of herbs do you like to use? What do you like to make with them? What are your favorite ones and how do you use them? Make sure to leave me a comment down below and I'd love to hear. Be sure also to check out that description box for links to free ebooks and other goodies. I have some ebooks on natural remedies and body care products, so you'll want to check that out. I also have an option where you can sign up to get access to my subscriber library, where you have access to all of my free ebooks and everything that I've made in one spot. I'll also have links to the recipes from my website that I mentioned for the different salves and face masks and bath salts and things like that. So check out that description box for those. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with anybody else who you think would find it interesting or helpful. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I get out new videos every week on nourishing recipes and natural living. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.